Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aries is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin with a Prince of Cups. This is some air and some water. I feel like this is, well, it could be somebody that has a secret. Let's put it into some context. I feel like this is someone that wants to live authentically, right? That is trying to express their truth through creative means, right? Let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got some Devil energy. We've got some Fool energy. 4 of Wands, 5 of Swords. 5 of Cups, 8 of Wands, the Empress, very nice, and 8 of Swords, okay, and a 10 of Cups. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that ending there with that 10 of Cups. Complete fulfillment and happiness and satisfaction, the dream come true, right? The dream come true. This is really nice. This is really, this is some ambitious energy. Now, we're going to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're going to set it down over here. We're going to put tiny Bob Ross right there on top. Happy little Bob. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is or you have a feeling about it, put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right, I think it'll be fun. All right, let's take a look around here. We've got our major arcana. We've got the Fool and the Devil and the Empress. Very interesting. I feel like the idea here is one of the Fool and the Devil are kind of these self-possessed energies, right? The Devil energy is that goat. It wants to climb the mountain and doesn't really care who it knocks over, right? Is just wants to be the first one at the top. Has no issue with cutting in line, let's say. And then we've got the Fool, and the Fool is sort of similar. The Fool wants to be the first one to experience life. Right? It's like the kind of newborn energy that just wants to see everything. Doesn't feel inconsiderate. It doesn't really know that it might be like knocking old ladies over, or like, knocking some kid's ice cream out of their hand or something. Isn't intentionally being disrespectful or inconsiderate, but has this kind of wild-eyed curiosity, doesn't realize that they're bumping into stuff and knocking people over, right? So it's similar energy, but different. And then, of course, we've got the Empress, which is really the exact opposite of that. The Empress is this energy that kind of cares more about everybody else than about themselves. Doesn't want to be first, wants everybody else to be first. I wish everybody could get to the top of the mountain at the same time, except for the Empress. The Empress is kind of down below cheering everybody else on, right? So we see a bit of a different energy here. It's an interesting contrast. We have our fire energy. We certainly have our water energy. Water, water, water. See, to me, this feels like someone that's trying to live their truth, trying to express themselves creatively, emotionally, spiritually, trying to manifest their purpose, right? And succeeding, right? So I feel like your destiny really can't be stopped here. It can be impeded a little bit by our overthinking, by our doubts, by our confusion, by us second-guessing ourselves, right? We'll talk about these here. we don't really have a lot of earth energy here. The earth energy really, I think, is referenced by this 10 of cups, because the number 10 is Malkuth. It is the kingdom. It is, the solidification of the energy in the world of mechanical, practical things that we can, that we can sense. So it really feels to me like it is your dream, it is your destiny, and it is becoming a reality, right? The dream is becoming real here, and this is very nice energy. And I think with the Prince of Cups that we have here, I feel like you've got this intensity about you. That you know what your destiny is, you know what your life path is right now, and it's really this focus on creating that, right? So you're really concerned, I think, right now with expressing yourself in the right way, expressing yourself in a truthful, authentic way. Yeah. Because I feel like there's air inside it. It's the Prince of Cups, right? So it's air of water. To me, it feels like a bubble, and it's kind of that watery membrane on the outside, and there's air inside. And it's just, we want to try to expand it and expand. Let's see how much we can create. Let's see how big we can make this thing before it pops, And I think that's, every kid kind of feels that way when they're blowing bubbles, with the soap bubbles or whatever. We got to try to make the biggest one we can, right? And you've seen on YouTube or one of those really huge bubbles that people can make with those really big wands, And to me, it's very similar because it's kind of saying that we can create anything we want. That this dream of yours can be as big as you can imagine if you've got the right wand for it, the right will, right? The right consciousness. If you have a big enough willpower, if you have a large enough imagination, your dream can be infinitely large, right? And I think that's kind of what this card is trying to figure out, the Prince of Cups. How much is enough? How big do we want this thing to be? How much growth, how much expansion do we need right now? Okay. Maybe this is a business thing for you. Sometimes these readings take on a more kind of business or practical quality. Sometimes they're very much about our relationships, about our families, about our love life, our romance, It's about our spiritual. This is a life reading, right? It's not career, it's not romance, it's not religion, it's life, And in life, in our aspirations, those things that we want to achieve, those things that we want to accomplish in life, whatever realm they're in, whatever compartment of life, we have this kind of question about how large should we dream? How big should we try to blow this bubble, And I think we're kind of contrasted in this with the major arcana. Because when we take this devil energy about it, the devil energy just says, I don't care what the dream is, I just want to get to the very top of it as quickly as possible. So in some ways, the devil energy is saying, let's not make it too big, because we want to get there first, because it feels really good to get to the top. I like the climb, but we like getting to the top, getting to the fresh air even better. There's probably some food up there, grass or something to graze on. But then we have also that fool energy down below, and the fool is saying, let's do everything. We don't care if we ever finish. Let's just dream infinitely large, right? Let's make it a dream that never ends. Because the fool is having more fun doing the things than actually getting to the top and enjoying the rewards. The goat, I think, wants to get to the rewards, right? And in both of these scenarios, not really concerned too much about what other people want or need. The fool wants what it wants, and the devil wants what it wants, right? And so I think it's really a matter of trying to find that balance, because again, over here we've got the Empress energy, and the Empress says, what do other people want? What is the environment around me telling me? Are we trying to grow something too large that is kind of out of proportion with its surroundings? You know, you let a goldfish get too large, and it's going to suffer in that little tank. Either needs a bigger tank, or we feed the goldfish something more appropriate, and it stays in harmony and proportion with its environment. Okay, not saying you're a goldfish, but we do have the water energy. So I think this is kind of the picture that we're painting here. But let's look at some of these other cards. We've got this Four of Wands in the background here. And this, I think, is saying that you've already accomplished quite a bit in your life. That you've already reached some milestones on your journey that now have given you this confidence that says, wow, I really can do this. You know, you've accomplished these things already. It's like you keep hitting your quota. You keep reaching these milestones, right? Kind of like on schedule or ahead of schedule. And you're thinking, wow, maybe I can do so much more. It's kind of a card that says you're realizing your potential because of what you've already accomplished. Now you're thinking, it's wide open. Sky's the limit. Right? Sky's the limit. And so I can understand where this is coming from. And I think it's important to dream big. You know, we've got that 10 of Cups at the end. The 10 of Cups, it's not really a 10. Is it a 10? Is it 100? Is it 1,000? Right? We could keep adding zeros onto that. It's not going to change the 10 of Cups. We can dream bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The fact is that you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to, as large or as small. It's understanding what you want. You know, if this is a business, then we have to kind of think about how fast should the business grow, right? Are we as a civilization growing so fast that we're starting to kind of not take into account the natural world, right? I mean, I don't mean to get on these social issues, but we are overtaking the natural environment, let's say, even though there's debate about that, because human activity is a natural activity anyway, because we're part of nature and all that. I don't want to get into those debates. But how do you apply that to your life? Right? Are you growing so large that you're pushing out? Are you displacing other things in your life? Other things that are essential to you? Other things that you care about? Are we focused on this dream that we're kind of losing touch with our relationships? You know, these are things we have to think about. And that's why we've got a 5 of Swords and a 5 of Cups. Thinking and feeling functions. Your heart and your mind. Okay? Because the only thing preventing the impulse from reaching the level of behavior is how you think and feel about it. So we need the 5s here. Otherwise, that electrical current is going directly from spirit to matter, directly from heaven to earth. It's an instant act of creation, and that's what we see with the 4, right? It's fire in the form of a 4. So it's structured. This is the act of creation. And this is saying, wow, I can easily accomplish things. As soon as I have the idea, it appears before me. It's magic, you know? And that kind of power can sometimes go to your head, right? Then you just start creating stuff left and right with this devil and fool energy, not thinking about the Empress over here and the rest of things. So when you have that kind of a creative current going from fire to earth, it's good to have a little heart and mind as a resistor, right? As the impedance. Now, maybe there's some electricians out there that can help me with my electrical analogy. I think it maybe are the resistors that kind of regulate the current going through, so that not every impulse we have has to manifest as behavior, right? Sometimes we want the heart and mind to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that thing to that person, right? And other times we kind of want our heart and our mind to shut up. let this thing happen because this is a pure spiritual impulse, right? But it's good to check in. And that's what you're doing here with these two. We have this kind of above and in the future here. And this is you trying to sort things out, trying to find out what you believe in, questioning yourself, asking yourself those questions, being skeptical of your own spiritual creative impulses. This is you with that healthy dose of skepticism, challenging your own ideas, right? In order to come to a more pure understanding of yourself and the path forward. Same thing with the water energy. Understanding what you feel. Questioning what your values are, right? Analyzing your impulses to see if they should manifest as that 10 or 100 or 1,000 or 1 million of cups. So the 5, I think, is very important because that leads us over to the path of the serpent. And as we move over here, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Leave some comments for me. I really love to hear about where all of you are watching from because our community here really does span the entire globe. And that to me is really fascinating, really interesting. And I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so over here. 8 of Wands. This is that impulse. This is that kind of creative impulse that is looking for manifestation, right? And the way I kind of see this card lately has been creative problem solving, right? We're trying to use our imagination, use our spiritual energy to figure out the best way to go forward, right? And what we want to do is obviously go toward the way of this rainbow here. This is kind of choosing the path that's got the most to offer. Not just one color, right? But all kind of all shades of your existence, all compartments of your life, right? You're not just going after one particular fulfillment. We want a balanced life. We want a life that has the best of everything, right? And so to do that, we need this Empress energy. We have to understand how our actions are affecting the environment, affecting our relationships, affecting other people in our lives. What else do we value? Because that's what we're trying to nurture and nourish and take care of. See, the Fool and the Goat, they'll just let the environment, decay, right? They don't really focus on that. They're not very good caretakers of things. They're very ambitious and they want to move about the world, but they're not really out there taking care of the world, right? And that's where we have to reassess our values here. Because this Empress is everything else you care about. Yes, you care about getting to the top of the mountain, you care about enjoying the climb up to the top, but you care about so much more. Now, the Empress is your family, the Empress is your friends, this is the kind of relationships that you have. It could be relationships with coworkers, family, friends, your spouse, your lover, your romantic partner. Could be just your relationship with nature, with the world, your pets, your plants, right, and your people. We want to follow our destiny in such a way that it has the more complete, holistic picture, right? So this is the growth of everything equally. And this is, it's kind of an extreme, right? When we go from the Fool and the Goat over here, my success is what matters. We go to the other side and it says, my success doesn't matter unless everybody else can rise up too. Unless what I'm doing is good for the entire realm. How do we achieve that balance here? This is a good problem to have, though, I think. But the next card is this 8 of Swords. Now we got 2 8s. There are a lot of problems to solve here, We're trying to solve our problems creatively, develop new skills creatively, but then also intellectually, getting ourselves out of the pickle, right? Getting ourselves out of the jam, using our intellect, plan, right? Organization. This is problem solving. We're doing that a lot here. But first we have to know what the problems are. See, the fool and the goat, nothing is a problem for them. They're kind of inconsiderate, these two. Especially when they get together, they're knocking people over, they're cutting in line. They don't really mind. Right? So we have to be able to recognize what areas of our life need a little bit of attention. And then we can be creative and we can be organized and intellectual and smart about it, and we can get through these challenges. Now, I like that we have fire here to earth here, right? Kind of a Mother Earth Empress energy. And then we've got the air energy into the water energy here. So this is interesting to me, because now we're using these creative problem solving in order to grow this thriving, flourishing, holistic life, right? That really helps to improve the quality of life for ourselves, our pets, our plants, our people. But then we're also using our intellect here to find out how many swords or how many cups we really want, right? Do we want 10? Do we want 100,000, 10,000, etc.? How much is enough, right? And the problem here is that we might get stuck in this position. That's why this Eight of Swords is in the position of what we don't want. We don't want to get stuck here. We don't want to get so wrapped up in our mind and our thought process here that it acts as a snare, and then we end up not accomplishing anything because we just can't agree with ourselves. We can't find any kind of resolution to this problem. That's why we need the 5. The 5 is like a continued effort, but it's moving, right? It's progress, it's action, and then it's evaluation. Then it's impulse and evaluation, then it's action and evaluation. See, it's mediating between the fire and the earth. And on every direction of that flow, it meets with the mind and the heart to assess it, to assign a value to it, to evaluate it, and then continue that process. But if we get to an 8 of Swords, this is just it's like it gets stuck at this checkpoint, and then we're just overanalyzing it. And now that current of creative energy, that electrical current, is not flowing anymore. Nothing works, right? So that's the difficulty of that card. And then, of course, the 10 of Cups. This is everything you ever wanted. This is dream come true. This is, I really feel like your destiny cannot be stopped right now. You've got to know when to stop it. You've got to know when to slow things down, focus on other things, focus on your relationships. Are there relationships? Are there things in your life that need to be taken care of? What other things do you value that you need to put some love and attention into? Right? Let's look at the mystery card now. All right. I'm kind of nervous about the mystery card, to be honest with you. But let's see what Tiny Bob Ross has for us today. Maybe some earth energy. Maybe a 6 of Pentacles would be nice, because then we've got the harmony. Then we've got kind of everything is sitting at the table and everything is getting an equal share, right? Everything's getting the attention that it needs, and life is growing all together, right? Nothing's out of balance. It's a perfect kind of circle, Shout out to Maynard. 6 of Pentacles. A 6 of Cups would be nice as well. I think any 6s, right? Or earth energy. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Emperor energy, power card. We're going to ring the bell. This is your call to action. This is your life. This is your destiny. And you have the power to control this thing. You have the power to speed it up, slow it down, course correct. Right? You've got to take responsibility for it. Not only that, this is also another one of these cards that are fire to earth. Right? Fire because of this Aries energy, and earth because it's the fourth mystery of the tarot. It's very similar to the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is you seeing how that flow from fire to earth has worked so well in the past. Wow, it's easy, right? Things just happen. But now the Emperor still understands that, well, yeah, things are easy, but now has this larger sense of responsibility. Can see the bigger picture now. Still's got that Four of Wands energy. It's easy to get things done. But now there's this greater awareness of what needs to be done, what should be done, what should not be done. Yeah, so it's a maturing of this energy. And to me, this is really, really good. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. Maynard from Tool might show up. You never know. I'm here every day from 6 to 8 a.m. Chicago time. Come back and see me again tomorrow, too. All right, I'll be here. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Right? I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.